Today, I will show you how teams can go from API design to functional testing much faster, using a single API definition. Let's start in Swagger Studio. There are a few different ways to begin here. You can generate API using AI, start from a template, create an empty definition, or import your definition. I will keep it simple and import a basic inventory API. Before we dive in, let me quickly explain what we are looking at on the screen. On the left, you can see the list of API endpoints. In the middle, there is the OpenAPI editor, where the API definition lives. On the right, Swagger UI. This is a very simple inventory API. It exposes only two endpoints, searching for inventory item and adding a new one. Each operation is clearly named, has a request body where it makes sense, and a well-defined response schema. It's a clean, readable OpenAPI definition, something that's easy to understand and easy to share across teams. One important part here is the governance. Governance rules define the standards that every API must follow, so everyone in the organization works against the same expectations. Swagger Studio comes with built-in public rules set, like OWASP, that helps teams align with common security best practices. For this demo, I will focus on creating a custom governance rule using AI. I will use a simple prompt. This rule makes sure error handling is consistent across the entire API. I can enable enforcement right here, so the API is checked against this rule before publishing. Once the rule is enabled, I can immediately see where the API doesn't comply. Instead of fixing everything manually, I can use AI Assistant to update the API. For example, if an endpoint is missing error responses, AI can help me out and add the required 400 and 500 responses. This makes iteration fast and reduces the chance of overlooking something important. When I decide the API is ready, I can publish it. Publishing is optional. You don't need to publish the API to start using it in Swagger functional testing. Now let's move to Swagger functional testing. I can use the created API definition to create tests based on that. Each endpoint gives me a starting point. From there, I configure the request, add dynamic values if needed, and define assertions. This let me go from an API spec to a working test much faster, without starting from scratch. Once the test is ready, I can run it directly from the UI. The same test can also run as a part of a CI/CD pipeline, for example on pull requests or during deployments. Functional testing becomes part of a normal delivery flow, not a separate last-minute step. Wrapping things up, API design, governance, and testing don't have to be a separate step. With Swagger Studio and Swagger functional testing, teams work with shared rules. Issues are caught and fixed early, and API definitions stored directly into executable tests. The result is a faster, more consistent workflow, and making sure we are providing quality on each step.